This here is one of the most dangerous neighborhoods on the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur. We're making our way into the slums where we've been told people keep slaves, real modern-day slaves, people who get traded like commodities right now in the 21st century. The sidewalk is crammed with all sorts of stuff, making me wonder what's going on. Maybe they're about to tear the building down? On the entrance, there's a note saying premises must be cleared by January 24th. Meanwhile, it's April. We walk through a number of doors, including one with thick metal bars, and enter a hallway with an unbelievable number of shoes in it. Inside, we find about a dozen guys. It's so hot that they're all shirtless. Even the fans aren't helping. There's no furniture at all, just thin mats on the floor, as well as a kettle and some water bottles. All their personal belongings are hanging on a clothesline or simply dumped on the floor. The window, as you can see, is also protected by metal bars. The next room seems to be a kitchen, with pots and pans again on the floor. A guy is cooking right on the floor, grinding some veggies in a mortar. Instead of a stove, they've got an odd contraption hooked up to a gas tank. Look at this guy. He's young and healthy, but clearly in a very bad place. He just sits there, staring blankly at the wall. All these men are slaves. They came to Malaysia hoping to earn money, but now they're jobless, without documents, and drowning in massive debts. Every time I call home, my mom can't help crying. She can see me and she understands the situation I'm in, and she can't do anything to help. Mohammed came here from Bangladesh. The people who brought him here had promised him a good job with a decent pay. All he had to do was scrape together 2.5 grand to pay for the trip. I'm the youngest son in my family. I have 2 elder brothers and 2 sisters. Our parents are old. I came here to earn money so I could help them and save something for myself. I came here assured I'd be able to make a living and support my family. They really need it right now. Mohammed borrowed money, as he puts it, from some serious people. He came here only to find out there's no job and no money. And he can't go back home because those serious people want their money back, and his debt grows bigger every day. If I go back, they might kill or seriously hurt me. I don't see any way out of this. This is Kuala Lumpur, one of the fastest growing cities in all of Asia, a dream destination for millions of people from many neighboring countries. Unlike lots of other cities, Kuala Lumpur does offer a lot of opportunities. For many, there's a chance to find work in their field.
Unless you're really lazy, there's always a way to make money in Malaysia, you see?
And the downside of this is that some people end up trapped here, lured in by a promise of a good job. My project's reporter, Lyadov, is now going to show you the unknown side of life in Malaysia. Hey folks, we're in Malaysia in the city of Kuala Lumpur. A city that, thanks to smart economic policies and natural resources, has grown into one of the world's top 40 major urban agglomerations. Like any big city, it also has its homeless people, street beggars, sex workers, and migrants who come here from less developed countries and often end up effectively enslaved. But at the same time, it's a super safe city. It is vibrant, loud day and night, fragrant, and exotic. So, what is Malaysia? It's located right here. It's part island and part peninsula. The country's layout is truly weird. For starters, it takes up half the island of Borneo and shares it not only with Indonesia, but also with the tiny sovereign state of Brunei. Brunei refused to join Malaysia, even though the latter was really interested in having it as part of its territory. The situation on the peninsula is just as colorful. Its northern part is occupied by Thailand, the southern part by Malaysia with its capital city Kuala Lumpur, and then a narrow strait of Johor separates Malaysia from Singapore, which, like Brunei, chose to do its own thing. This area is probably the most recognizable spot in Kuala Lumpur, and definitely is the most touristy place. Thousands of people come here every day. Thousands. Right now I see at least 150 people around me, that'd be my guess. Everyone's taking selfies, snapping pics for each other. Everyone wants a photo with these towers because they're probably as iconic as the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The place is so popular that there are guys who make a living just by taking pics for tourists. Each has a smartphone with a good camera and a couple of lights. Just $5 per photo, my friend. And I'm here all day. I can make up to $200, sometimes more, sometimes less. The towers are known as the Petronas Twin Towers, owned by Malaysia's national oil company, Petronas. Yes, Malaysia's got oil. estimated reserves of over 4 billion barrels. Not as much as Saudi Arabia or Venezuela, but more than enough to support tourism, development, and large-scale construction. The rest of the capital city is also awesome, and we'll show you what's worth checking out here. The iconic Petronas Towers are in fact no longer the tallest buildings in Malaysia, the way they used to be. The Merdeka skyscraper that was completed last year is now the second tallest building in the world, after Dubai's famous Burj Khalifa. Just like in Dubai, major construction sites like this one rely heavily on the cheap labor of migrants. I came here on March 23rd, 2023. It's been over a year now, but the company has promised me work in Malaysia and hasn't delivered anything. I and 15 of my friends are still in the same situation. Others have already left because they couldn't survive without food, money, or work. Every guy here tells us the same story. Thousands of young men from neighboring countries are trapped in Malaysia for exactly the same reason. Scammers have built a huge business here. My name is Johnny and this is my friend Zahi. We came here from Bangladesh 9 months ago. We took out a $10,000 loan to come here. They promised us work, but all this time we've been sitting here making no money at all. Both Bangladesh and other neighboring countries are known to have these so-called labor recruitment agencies. They promise young men to handle all their paperwork, buy tickets, provide housing, and work in Kuala Lumpur. To pay for their services, men take out loans or borrow money from friends and relatives and hand over the money and passports to these scammers. They brought us here with promises of a job at a restaurant, but when we arrived, they told us we had to wait for all the paperwork to be processed. People often end up waiting for months, even years, while their hands are literally tied because they can't get any job legally. These agents keep their passports. They keep charging these guys for food and shelter, so in the end, the victims are simply drowning in massive debts. I'm the eldest son in my family, and now I have to ask my parents for money. What's worse, debt collectors have already approached them demanding my loan to be paid back. I don't know what to do. I can't get any work here, and I can't go home. What will I tell my family? I was supposed to support them to earn money here and send it home. Instead, I'm stuck here with a huge debt. The conditions these guys are forced to live in are horrifying. Here's the footage from one known location in a provincial Malaysian town. There are 104 of us sharing one toilet. We don't have any proper food. It's been 3 or 4 months since we arrived. These men were also brought to Malaysia from Bangladesh and simply locked up here in this building. Dalal arranged for us to go abroad. He promised good jobs, and now we're stuck in a hellhole. The only kind of work they can get here is illegal. That means they essentially become slaves to whatever employer they end up working for, and they get treated as such. This footage, for example, shows a man hitting a worker with a stick for disobeying orders. The worker isn't even trying to defend himself. He knows that he would make it worse. We've also obtained footage, which is partially blurred due to YouTube's requirements, capturing an incident where a worker loses his hand right here, and no one seems to care. He's got no insurance, he'll never get any compensation. There's no guarantee they'll even take him to a proper hospital.
So currently,
the current estimate is that there are about 100,000 migrant workers trapped in Malaysia. The government isn't offering any solution to this problem. My organization and other NGOs are trying to help by providing food to these people. They're forced to live in extremely unhealthy conditions. One of them even died recently. Ismail is one of the few people in Malaysia trying to help trafficking victims who've been lured into the country by promises of job opportunities.
if you just imagine.
Just do the math. At least 422,240 Bangladeshis have come here, each paying at least 25,000 ringgits in recruitment fees. That's crazy money. And now they have no prospect in life except for their forced labor because of their ever-growing debts. We are now currently petitioning for the government to protect these migrant workers who have been lied to and have been now enslaved. Slavery might seem to many of us as ancient history, but the fact is there are actually over 40 million slaves in the world today. That's the estimate by the International Organization for Migration. There are places on our planet where people get forced to work for a regime or political party for free. That's what happens in North Korea, for one. According to recent reports, there are about 3 million modern slaves in North Korea now. Another form of state-induced slavery is military conscription. For example, in Eritrea, about 300,000 people remain in military service indefinitely, fighting and working for their government for free until they die. Debt bondage is a big problem in India, Pakistan, and Nepal. People take loans at exorbitant interest rates, and when they fail to repay, they are forced to work for their creditors forever. It is by design that they never even stand a chance of paying off their debts. What's worse, their debts even get inherited by their children, making them slaves too. Then there's also sex slavery. It works like debt bondage, when women are forced into prostitution to repay inflated debts. We're currently assisting several sex slaves from Uganda, Tanzania, and Vietnam. They were promised jobs in malls as shop assistants, but were forced into sexual slavery. And you know what? Even when we help them, they often return to their captors because they fear them so much. After sunset, the streets here are full of young girls offering massage and more. Watch what happens when Stan turns his camera their way. Some guy immediately comes up and demands to stop filming.
Excuse me. You take picture who?
Who, not who, the street. I'm picture a street.
Don't picture my girl, huh?
Here are some other girls. One starts covering her face as soon as she sees a camera. But why? Giving massage here is legal. In fact, you can get it right here on the street. Then suddenly Stan saw something unusual going on. A strangely dressed crowd, loud bangs that sounded like gunshots. I'll tell you who these guys are, and listen carefully, because it's hard to believe. Ready? They're Malay anti-fascist skinheads. They're all Muslims and they've come here to celebrate Ramadan.
Ramadan.
Are you skinhead as well?
Can't tell if this girl is actually shaved bald or not because she's wearing a headscarf. Next to her is a friend with green hair. Next to them is a guy wearing a Lonsdale tee and a beanie. It's at least 30 degrees, mind you. They are a bunch of kids. Look at this one, in an AC/DC tee, and obviously with their parents. This might even be their dad and the Ushanka hat. To an outsider, the whole scene might look like a bizarre theme party. Now we are in the Bukit Bintang area of Kuala Lumpur. As you can see, today we're having a gathering to celebrate Ramadan. This is the time we get together for celebration. Check out this guy's jacket. He's got patches of old punk bands and several SHARP badges, where SHARP stands for Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice. We're against racial prejudice. It doesn't matter where people come from, whether it's India or Bangladesh or why they came here, whether it's tourists, workers, or whatever. That's their business. We are not fighting them. We have nothing against them. Malaysia's skinhead subculture has British roots. Until 1957, Malaysia was a British colony, and Britain took a very pragmatic approach to managing it. They didn't mind moving the labor force from other colonies if they thought they could be useful. The British figured Malays were good at growing rice, while Indians would be better at making natural rubber, and the Chinese could be best used as first-line and mid-level managers. While this division no longer exists officially, the Chinese, Indians, and Malay people continue to live together here, and yet apart. Kuala Lumpur is divided into Indian neighborhoods, Chinese neighborhoods, and areas where only Malay Muslims live.
Хотелось бы отметить, что Малайзия это
Malaysia is a multinational and multicultural country.
проживают три основные народности. Это малайцы, китайцы и индийцы.
The three main ethnic groups that live here are Malays, 60%, the Chinese, 25%, and Indians, 10%, as well as other minorities.
This is Tatiana. She's been living in Kuala Lumpur for 14 years and says that ever since Malaysia got independent, Malays have been aggressively pushing the Chinese and Indians out. There have even been riots. Things only got better after the government passed some laws guaranteeing Malay indigenous rights. Article 153 of the Malaysian Constitution grants special privileges in government jobs, education, and business to Malay-speaking Muslims observing Malay customs. There's technically a clause saying that none of that must be at the expense of other ethnic groups' rights. But that's not really how it works.
In Malaysia, Muslims enjoy significant advantages in every aspect of life. They get lower mortgage rates. By the way, standard mortgage rate here is 3.5%. Muslim students have better chances at getting university scholarships. Muslim entrepreneurs are entitled to preferential terms in business deals. There are also some requirements. If you marry a local Muslim, you're legally required to convert to Islam.
Tatiana is married to a Malaysian citizen, yet after all these years, she hasn't been granted permanent residency.
You see, the Malaysian passport ranks 12th most powerful globally. It grants its holder visa-free access to 181 countries.
The Malaysian passport is one of the best passports in the world. It guarantees you visa-free travel to Europe, UK, Japan, China, and lots of other countries. No wonder the local government is so selective about who gets one. Even the homeless in Malaysia appear to be quite privileged. Sure, they complain about things, mostly about lacking AC, but their situation is worlds apart from many others'. Being homeless is very difficult. The climate's very hot. But honestly, Malaysian homeless people seem to be much better off than enslaved migrant workers from Bangladesh. It's morning, and they look like they're all washed up, freshly shaved, and even having beer for breakfast. And they seem quite comfy. There's even a girl living here. Check out all the giant stuffed animals making her space cozier.
Are you homeless? Yeah? Why?
Family problem.
Family problem.
Stan arrived in Kuala Lumpur during the holy month of Ramadan, where all Muslims fast from dawn till dusk. At sunset, they gather in a park downtown to finally eat, drink, and socialize.
This is a unique situation that you can
This
see.
is a unique situation that you can see in Kuala Lumpur. During Ramadan, you can see people gathering here at sunset to break their fast with friends, family, or fellow co-workers. It is also a time where people just gather, chat, and reconnect.
Есть время пообщаться друг с другом после долгой разлуки.
Meet Juan. He's your typical Malaysian high achiever. He was born in a province, studied hard to get a chance to study abroad, already is fluent in 5 languages. His Russian is pretty decent as well. I graduated from a British university. I speak Malay, English, Arabic, Russian, and I'm learning Japanese. Wow, cool. Yes. Why did you move to Kuala Lumpur?
No, Kuala Lumpur, в принципе, за работу здесь.
Kuala Lumpur attracts many people from other Malaysian states because it offers lots of work opportunities.
Штатов других.
There are simply more jobs with better salaries here.
Возможностей найти работу с хорошими зарплатами.
On the average, foreign experts in Malaysia get better paid than locals. That's because work visas are typically granted only to highly skilled professionals. Many people with degrees from Canada and the UK choose to come here for work.
Yeah, so many people from abroad like to live in Kuala Lumpur.
Many people from abroad like living in Kuala Lumpur. First, many people don't like winters with snow, so they enjoy perpetual summer here. Also, I'd say renting a space to live in Malaysia is a lot cheaper compared to the countries like Canada or the UK. On top of that, the locals are genuinely open and friendly towards visitors. You see, even our traditional greeting, "How are you?" literally means, "Have you eaten? Do you have food?" That's because we truly care. Is this person hungry or not? This is Lyadov, and we're in a mall full of very expensive, top-quality branded goods. Okay. This isn't a mall at all. It's just a regular street in Chinatown. The stuff here is pretty mediocre and very cheap. And of course, I'm not Lyadov, it's all fake. That's what it is, a market of fakes. Gucci socks, Prada and Dior bags, Rolex watches, take your pick.
Omega, no Rolex.
Well, this particular vendor doesn't have Rolex watches, but here's an Omega for
Omega.
you.
How much is this? 15 or 50? 50. Okay, 50. Okay, thank you.
Well, 10 to 12 bucks will buy you a fake Omega watch easy. I don't know if Louis Vuitton actually makes socks, but they've got them here. Made in Paris, by the way. At least that's what it says. You're the king of razzle-dazzle if you got Louis Vuitton socks. Louis Vuitton is not your jam? No problem. They've got socks by Calvin Klein, Nike, Puma, whatever you want. Here you can deck yourself out head to toe in branded stuff. Grab a branded purse, add some bling, and you're good to go.
How much this one?
It's like 20, around 20 ringgit.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good price. It's around, how many dollars is it? How do you think?
20 ringgit is coming around $5.
$5 for a Chanel wallet. Here, Christian Dior. Tired of dull grocery bags? For the same price, get yourself a Christian Dior tote bag. Want a bigger one? They've got bigger ones too. Happy shopping! The best part is that nobody even tries to hide it. They'll straight up tell you it's all fake.
Normal quality.
Normal quality. Yeah, is it real?
No, yeah, this is free market, that's it.
So everyone is fake here.
These guys have bulletproof logic. You can't even argue with it. You make good money, you buy good things. You make no money, you buy cheap fake stuff. It's interesting that most guys doing the sales aren't even Chinese. They're migrants from poorer neighboring countries. Nobody at this market wanted to tell us about themselves, how they got here, what they earn, where they live. Walking through Chinatown, I stumbled upon a fairly curious corner where people were just standing around, looking at something. Well, turns out it's an art space. Inside this cozy little nook, they've got some graffiti about Chinese life and other interesting culture elements.
Китайской тематики.
I walk into this tiny alleyway, and look at this. It's a real deal, oldie-worldy barber's chair. It's really old, but you can sit in it all right. Relax, and pretend you're getting a trim. There's even a barber here. A bit shorter, please. Right here. Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, that's just great. Look here, the lady on the wall has a real scarf flowing in the wind, and here's a jump rope for kids. Basically, it's interactive graffiti. Absolutely brilliant if you ask me. When night falls and the heat ceases, a different Chinatown market comes alive. Food is everywhere here. Half the storefronts on the street are cafes steaming, boiling, frying stuff. This entire street is like a giant food court full of restaurants and little eateries. You can get anything here. Check out this counter. The cook rolls those strips on the table, brushes them with oil, puts on minced meat and onions, rolling them into insanely appetizing stuffed pastry bits. Midnight munchies time. It's past midnight, by the way. Everyone's out, there's a huge crowd, tons of food, and everyone's eating. It makes sense, it's just too hot during the day, and you only start feeling alive closer to midnight. This stand offers at least a dozen varieties of kebabs dipped in sauces, wrapped in dough, veggie ones. Then they've got a fish stand. All seafood is buried under so much ice you can't even see what's there. Then desserts, my favorite. Pancakes, freshly squeezed juice. But Stan isn't here for kebabs or pancakes.
Dry chili frog leg, please. Okay?
Guys, I'll be honest, I've no idea how to eat frogs. Damn, it's not just legs, it's the whole thing. Like an actual frog's body, with a bit of spine, and everything else. Look, you can see the spine. Well, I'll tell you what it's like in a moment. Must be better anyway than rooster's testicles for one.
Практически неотличимо от курицы.
tastes pretty much like chicken. Just a slightly different meat texture. What else is here? Onions. Garlic shoots, I think. And this? I haven't tried this yet. Oh boy, here goes. So I tried a leg, but this here is not a leg at all. Let me try to give you a better look. Yeah, there. This is a piece of a frog's body. You can even see the spine, and that's going to be my first bite of it. You know what? That part of the frog does not taste very much like chicken. It's still about the same, but the texture is more like squids. And now, let's check out the Indian Quarter and see how different it is. No Chinese lanterns or traditional Malay houses here. Instead, the pedestrian area is separated from the road by a row of Indian arches.
Hi guys, I'm Satya.
Hi guys, I'm Satya, and we're in the Brickfields, Kuala Lumpur's Indian Quarter. We also call it Little India.
Call this as a...
The road's completely empty, but this guy still rides his scooter on the sidewalk. Indian traffic rules means no rules. The entire street is one big marketplace. With so many colorful traditional dresses, my eyes are hurting. Here you've got the latest Bollywood fashion. Even the girl handing out the flyers look like she's straight out of a movie. Indians love silk, and here, check this out, there's this whole palace full of silk. Looks absolutely gorgeous and expensive. Next door is a cheap cafe promising a taste of home. Come guys, I'll show you some food. These are our traditional Indian dishes, mostly South Indian. This is the vegetarian section. And on the left, non-vegetarian food. Authentic South Indian food.
Specific South Indian food.
In addition to the restaurants and cafes, there are countless street food stalls here as well.
Okay, now we're going to
have pip. That's what we call traditional Punjabi cookies.
Cookies from the Punjab.
The cookie vendor skillfully stuffs each cookie with some filling, tops them with sauce, and offers us to try.
Just take it and one swipe only like that.
It's like sweet and sour mixed together, so it becomes delicious. You know, that sweet and sour combo, which is not too spicy. It's absolutely fantastic. This dish is purely vegetarian.
100% vegetables. You never seen some vegetables?
We've got veggies you've never seen before, our traditional Indian vegetables. Before people invented vitamin pills, we used plants like this one, that we call little tomato. It's a vegetable that helps improve blood circulation. And now we're out of the food quarter, and the air fills with more delicate flower scents. Floral market vendors work unbelievably fast, stringing together tiny flowers into all kinds of decorations. Hindus decorate everything with flowers, themselves, their homes, and of course, their temples. This is how they worship. There's even a cozy little colonial-era temple here. This is a Kaman temple. The people living here are blessed to have it. They pray daily before they start work and after they finish it. This is a South Indian tradition. Indians are the smallest ethnic majority in Malaysia, accounting for about 7% of the population. After Malaysia gained independence, many returned to India. Today, we've been told Indians have more challenges living here than other groups. They rarely hold positions of power, get less paid, and less included in education programs. There's conflict, but not among the members of public. It's among the political parties. That's no different than in any other country, you know? Politics creates discrimination in society. In Malaysia, the Malay Party wants to govern the country and they push for it. That's the only issue here. Otherwise, I'd say there's no discrimination in Malaysia. Despite all the problems in Malaysia, I am in awe. I am deeply impressed that representatives of the nations with such different backgrounds who ended up on this patch of land have found a way to coexist peacefully and even support each other here and there. Chinese, Malay, Indian, and other cultures tap into each other, ultimately creating something entirely new and truly unique. And from all of this, something truly unique and beautiful is created, and you really must see it for yourself. If you agree, hit like and subscribe. This was Lyadov and Stan reporting on how people live in Malaysia.